Here, I'm going to ask you one question. Why we learn English language or any languages? Only for understanding purpose and conveying our messages to someone we learn languages, right? So, of course, you already mentioned people, they have some misconception.
Today, we're gonna tackle some topics that can change the way you think about speaking English. And we will discuss the speaking faster, improve your English, about accent, mother tongue influence. Also, we're gonna discuss how to improve our pronunciation. And at the end, I'm gonna give a special advice that will help everybody to improve their spoken English.
Speaking English is best done at a moderate pace. When people speak English language in too quickly, so it is very hard to understand.
You can make 100 mistakes, 1000 mistakes, 10,000 mistakes, not an issue. As a tyro, as a novice in this journey, we have to allow ourselves to make mistakes. I would like to start this session with an amazing formula. It goes like this: small is equal to big. You may think, what does it mean? Small is equal to big? Yes, my dear friends, small is equal to big. I will explain it in detail. Small steps equals to big results. We all have dreams and goals in our life, but we always underestimate the importance of small steps. So we have to know the importance of small steps. If you want to achieve anything, it can be speaking English better or whatever it is, we have to know the value of taking small steps in our day-to-day life. The tiny changes we have to make in our day-to-day routines to achieve the goal, to achieve your success. So you have to remember this formula throughout your life. Small is equal to big, means small steps equals to big results, because the small steps can make a significant changes in your life. Hey, beautiful souls, welcome back to Speakophobia. Today, we're gonna tackle some topics that can change the way you think about speaking English. And we will discuss the speaking faster, improve your English, about accent, mother tongue influence. Also, we're gonna discuss how to improve our pronunciation. And at the end, I'm gonna give a special advice that will help everybody to improve their spoken English. So, Sharsha ma'am, welcome to the session and thank you so much for joining. How have you been, ma'am?
Yeah, I've been doing well, sir. Thank you so much for asking. I hope you're doing well.
Yes, ma'am, I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. So this is our second meeting. We already created one video and we received so many positive feedback from our viewers, and some people, they already know about you. Even though for our new viewers, ma'am, you have to introduce yourself. So would you please give a tiny intro?
Yeah, sure, sir. Before I give my introduction, thank you so much, sir, for inviting me a second time to your channel. And I'm Shazia from Karnataka. I'm a homemaker. I'm a mother of two children. I'm truly passionate about the English language. I would like to share my experience of learning English, and I hope it helps anyone who wants to improve their communication skills.
Thank you so much for this wonderful intro. So we can just get started, ma'am. So my first question, ma'am, which is better, speaking English slower or faster? And before that, I just want to say a few things. When I started my journey, I had so many doubts, okay, confusion. I was in a dilemma because when we listen to some native speakers, right, they speak very faster. Then I thought, speaking faster, that can make us more fluent. Even I get that attention from other people. So I tried to speak English faster. Then I understood, no, it's not that much good because I'm in a hurry mode, so I couldn't convey my messages properly. Then I started speaking English slower. So I tried so many methods. I think the same thoughts may so many people have, especially who want to improve their spoken English, ma'am. So would you please share your experience and your thoughts about this question? Which is better, speaking English slower or faster?
Sir, this is really good question. Here I can't say we should speak English language in faster way or slowly because this is not our mother tongue, right? Speaking English is best done at a moderate pace. When people speak English language in too quickly, so it is very hard to understand. So we can't understand properly. When we speak in moderate way, people they can understand easily, as well as we can inculcate new vocabularies, phrasal verbs, idioms. We can make proper sentences as well. So it sounds really intro giving, and moreover we can build our confidence level. So this is the reason we have to speak English language in a moderate way.
Thank you so much, Sharcha ma'am. I second this point. Of course, as I have mentioned before, people might be in a dilemma. They don't know, whether they have to speak slower or faster. So you said we have to speak moderate way. So my dear friends, whenever we speak faster, especially, when we listen to any native speakers podcast or their videos, they speak very faster. It's because of their mother tongue. They can speak like that, but English is not our mother tongue. This is our second language. So as a learner, we don't want to think about them, we don't want to observe them, especially as a tyro. We have to speak in a moderate way, as ma'am has mentioned. Then only we can inculcate new vocabularies as well as phrasal words. Even we get some time to think about it, right? And we must not speak very slower. If you speak very slow, people even feel bored, right? So we never ever speak that much slower. So we have to keep that moderate way whenever we interact with anybody, not only in English, okay, even in our mother tongue. We must keep, we must speak in a moderate way. So thank you so much, Sharcha ma'am, for your thoughts. Related to the first question, ma'am, I just want to ask you one more question. Actually, I already mentioned people watch English videos and movies as well as they listen to podcasts as well, especially native speakers, podcast and videos. So they have a misconception. When they can speak faster, they are fluent, they are eloquent speakers. So my question is here, does speaking faster improve your English?
Uh, Speaking faster doesn't necessarily improve our English. Sir, here I'm going to ask you one question. Why we learn English language or any languages? Only for understanding purpose and conveying our messages to someone we learn languages, right? So, of course, you already mentioned people, they have some misconception. When I was learning, means in my initial time of learning English, I met so many people. They were talking really faster way. I was thinking that lady, she was talking faster way, I have to speak like that. If you can't understand when I speak in faster way, what is the purpose of learning English? So we should not think to speak English, especially English language, in faster way. We have to speak in moderate way. People, they can understand easily as well.
Yes, thank you so much, Sharsim. Of course, I agree with your points. Uh, as I said, many of us have a misconception when we can speak English faster that make us fluent. No, it doesn't like that, but we have to understand what is fluency, what we mean by fluency. Some people may think when they can speak English faster, they are fluent. Some people may think, when they are grammatically speak English, they are fluent. Some people may think, when they can speak confidently, whether they make mistakes or not, it doesn't matter. But if they are able to speak confidently, they are fluent. So we have to understand that fluency, it differs person to person, right? It differs person to person, right? So, my dear friends, you never ever think, whenever you speak English faster, that will make you more, fluent. No, it's not like this. Ma'am already mentioned, okay, what is the purpose of learning a language? We have to convey our messages properly. For instance, when I interact with anybody, the opposite person can't understand my language, what I'm talking about, then what is the purpose of that particular communication, right? Our ultimate intention must be I have to convey my messages properly. I have to communicate with them properly, right? So for that, I think speaking moderate way, as you have mentioned, it's this is the best way to improve our English. And if you have a misconception, as I said, speaking faster make you fluent, so you have to get it off it. then try to speak, especially for beginners, for learners, speak in a moderate way. Thank you so much once again, Sharcha ma'am.
Yeah.
So I have one
Sir,
another
I
question.
want to
Yes, ma'am. Go on. Go on. Go on.
I want to add one more point. I forgotten to share. Instead of talking faster way, we have to focus on our pronunciation. Pronunciation is very, very important here. It plays a vital role in English language.
Yes, exactly, ma'am. So I already framed the questions I was about to ask you. But before that, ma'am, I want to ask you one another question because we are discussing here, especially, the learners, okay? We know, right? I think many of us want to improve our spoken English. That is the reason we have so many doubts regarding this, right? And some people, when they start their journey, instantly they stop it. They think it's not their cup of tea and they can't improve their English. Maybe they don't have that particular mindset. They don't have that environment. And even we have lots of videos and lessons, lectures, courses are available on social media platforms. Somehow we might be confused in a dilemma. So my third question, ma'am. So people, okay, especially learners, when they listen to somebody, for instance, a person who can speak better than me, if their accent is good, okay, so I think, oh, my English is not good. I'm not able to speak properly. I can feel my mother tongue influence in my English language. So better I just stop it here. Okay. So what do you think about accent and mother tongue influence as a learner?
Accent, sir, as per as my knowledge, accent is not the most important part of speaking English well, because every state and every country has its own accent. I am from southern part of India. I have my own accent that is sufficient for me. Here we should not bring a fancy accent, means Britain or American accent. We are not supposed to bring. What accent you have, that is more than sufficient. So we have, especially southern part of India people, we have our mother tongue influence, but we are not supposed to worry about that. Here thing is that understanding, and we have to give more importance to pronunciation. We have to give more again I'm emphasizing, so we have to give importance on pronunciation. Pronunciation is very, very important here. And if you want to develop a particular accent like British or America, okay, you have work on it. But it's not essential for effective communication.
I with you,
Yeah.
Sharsha ma'am. Thank you so much for your tips. So of course, as I said, I agree with your points. As a learner, as a beginner, as a novice, we don't want to think about accent. What we have to do, we have to open up and speak. Do not worry about your accent. The people who may started their journey 2 years ago, 3 years ago, they might have their own accent. Okay, so as a beginner, you just need to speak up whether you don't have any accent. Of course, we all are from different part of India. We have our own mother tongue influence as well. Of course, it's a part of this journey. But once we reached a level, then we can think about accent. So initial time, you just need to speak English. That is more than sufficient. So once again, thank you so much, Sharsha ma'am. So you were emphasizing pronunciation. This is one of the most important thing we have to be focused, especially if anybody want to improve their English. So related to this, ma'am, so I just want to ask you, so how to improve our pronunciation? If you have any tips and tricks, you have to share with me, and it's gonna help so many of our viewers to develop their English communication skill.
Sir, when we read and watch and listen, at that time we gather lots of vocabularies, right? So what we have to do, we must find proper pronunciation on Google. So we have to decide until we get the perfection. And we should not, without getting no proper pronunciation, we should not inculcate in our daily conversation. So here I will give one example. For example, that inexplicable. If it is new for me or new for you, what we have to do, we have to find what is the proper pronunciation on Google, and we have to recite inexplicable, inexplicable, inexplicable until I get perfection. So like this, we have to improve our pronunciation.
Yes, wonderful,
Yeah.
ma'am. Of course, I think as you said, whenever we come across a new word, a new vocabulary, so we have to find out the proper pronunciation, then we have to practice it, right? Until we feel ourselves, yeah, I pronounced properly. You gave one example, inexplicable. So if you don't know the proper pronunciation of inexplicable, so we have to practice it, right? We have to, so each and every words must be pronounced properly. So thank you so much, ma'am. So do you have any other technique to improve our pronunciation apart from this?
Yeah, sure, sir. To improve our pronunciation, we must listen podcast carefully, and we should watch videos on YouTube related of English language. Moreover, sir, we should read loudly. Whenever we read loudly, our tongue will get exercise. So when our tongue will get exercise, our pronunciation will improve as well as fluency. Moreover, sir, there are so many tongue twisters. At least one tongue twister in a day we have to read. So it will also, it will give lots of benefit to improve our fluency as well as pronunciation. Yeah,
Yes.
as you know, sir, when we watch some videos related of English language, so we have to imitate. We have to imitate as well as shadowing. So these techniques also very important to improve our pronunciation. Yeah.
Precisely, ma'am. I agree with your points, of course. So to improve our English, we have to read, we have to listen, we have to watch, and we have to speak. So whenever we want to improve our pronunciation, we listen to podcasts very attentively, and we have to watch videos very carefully, how the speaker pronounce the word properly. Even if you don't know that particular pronunciation, you just pause it. Then listen to that particular speaker again. So in this way, we have to practice. Also, still I remember we created our previous video. You emphasized, even now also you said about it. We have to shadow, we have to imitate, and also we have to practice tongue twister in our daily, day-to-day routines, because these are the few techniques that can help us to improve our pronunciation. And today you said we have to read loudly. Reading English book, it is really, really important and mandatory to improve our English communication skill, right? So whenever you read books, so just spend maybe 15 minutes or 10 minutes to read loudly. You have to open your mouth and read it loudly. Then only you'll be able to improve our mouth muscles to get that proper pronunciation, right? Because whenever we pronounce words in our mind, we'll be able to pronounce that particular word properly. But when we speak aloud, when we have interaction with anybody, maybe we can't pronounce that particular word properly. Why? It's because of we don't get that support from our mouth muscles, because we have that mother tongue influence. So read loudly, at least for 10 to 15 minutes. It's really, really important. I just want to mention the techniques ma'am has already mentioned here. You have to listen to podcast very attentively and watch videos very carefully, observe speakers' proper pronunciation, and practice tongue twister. Also follow shadowing method as well as that imitating method. And don't forget to read loudly, at least for 15 minutes. Thank you so much, Charles ma'am, once again from the bottom of my heart. So as I have shared when we started our video, ma'am would share a piece of advice to improve our English. So I think everybody is waiting for that. Ma'am, could you please share that special advice that will help everybody to improve their spoken English?
Sure, sir. Thank you so much for asking this question. To improve our spoken English, we must practice properly. At least in a day, 1 hour time, we have to reserve it to improve our communication. And if you have any buddy partner, just to connect to them and speak. Since morning to evening, what happened? Just share your thoughts. As well as if you don't have any buddy partner, just stand in front of the mirror and practice what comes in your mind, and don't afraid of mistakes. Everybody makes mistake. And another thing is that we must love and enjoy the language, then only we can improve our communication skills.
Precisely, ma'am, I agree with your points. We have to speak up. Then only we will be able to improve our speaking skill, right? There are so many methods and techniques Whichever method you feel yourself more comfortable and good, you have to follow that method. But please do not worry about your mistakes. You can make 100 mistakes, 1000 mistakes, 10,000 mistakes, not an issue. As a try-ro, as a novice in this journey, we have to allow ourselves to make mistakes. Even don't worry about other people and their criticism, because we have to develop a mindset. I am a learner. I am improving my English. So this is the best way to improve our spoken English, not only in this spoken English journey, whatever it might be. 5 plus 5 is equal to 10. 8 plus 2 also 10. 11 minus 1 also 10. So if you want to get the 10, there are so many ways. Am I right? Similar way, my dear friends, understand, if you want to achieve anything, for instance, if you want to improve spoken English, your English communication skill, there are so many methods, techniques, and ideas out there. As I said, you just follow any method, whichever you feel yourself more comfortable. Don't blame yourself. Don't say, I don't have a good environment. I don't have a speaking partner. My parents are illiterate. I'm from a vernacular medium. No, we are in 21st era, 21st century. There are abundance of resources to improve anything, not only spoken English. So don't be an excuse creators. Just have that passion. As ma'am said, love this journey, enjoy the process. Don't think about the result, because it takes some time. So thank you so much, Sharza ma'am, for joining with us, and you shared some realistic ways to improve our English communication skill, as well as you highlighted some methods, some techniques. So I don't know how to show my gratitude towards you. Thank you so much, ma'am, for joining with us once again.
Yeah, thank you, sir. It's my pleasure.
Yes, my dear friends, we're gonna call it a day. So before that, if you really like this video, don't hesitate to subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon. And we will come up with one another amazing video that will also help you to improve your confidence, your spoken English. Till then, take care and bye-bye.